Good evening, everyone. Happy Friday to you. It's Friday, July 18th as I'm recording this, about 8:30 at night. I want to give you a brief update on the weather forecast for this weekend. We're going to talk a lot of rain chances and then maybe even some severe weather chances. And we're going to look into next week, a little bit of a preview of a long-range forecast. We're going to really talk some heat next week. So let's dive right in. On your screen right now is Future Radar from the HRRR, and this is just kind of looking into mainly tomorrow that we could see some storms, maybe a low-end severe weather threat. So here we go through the overnight hours. Here's midnight. Notice most of that rain has moved off east and southeast of here. Not a lot of us saw some rain today. We stayed mainly dry in southeastern Illinois, which is a good thing. We've got a lot of water the last couple days, so another day to dry out is definitely appreciated. Here now is 5 a.m. and what we're going to have to watch tomorrow, especially during the afternoon and early evening hours, are two things. We're going to have to watch this line of storms coming out of Iowa. And we're also going to have to watch this cluster storms that recent models have been picking up, trying to develop near St. Louis. So as these storms, as this cluster of thunderstorms progress further eastward, here's now 7 a.m. Notice we've got some storms out around St. Louis, bigger cluster of storms in Iowa. As we go later on into the day, here now is, here's now 10 a.m. Cluster of storms diving out of Iowa. Another cluster of spotty showers and thunderstorms right in the heart of southeastern Illinois. And as we go later on into the day, here's now noon. Those showers and thunderstorms have started to work their way off to the south and to the east, but here's the second line. This line of showers and thunderstorms has kind of been a little bit ambiguous the last couple of days. It's been hard to see because the models haven't really handled it well. This one in particular kind of fizzles it out as we go into the afternoon in terms of making a big bowing line, but it does keep a fair amount of thunderstorms together. Here's now 4 p.m. Thunderstorms approaching the I-70 corridor, that first line of showers and thunderstorms down near Evansville. And then that cluster of storms moves through as we move towards sunset. Here's now 7 p.m. Most of the shower and thunderstorm activity is off to our south and to our east, and then it clears out for the overnight hours Saturday night. So you kind of get the picture. We could see a couple rounds of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Severe threat's going to be low out of this. If we look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook for tomorrow, there is a slight risk for areas along and north of I-70. We're in a marginal risk for most of southeast Illinois. This could expand a little bit, depends on how storms fire of an evening tomorrow night. Just to show you the AI models, they agree with this, except they push the damaging wind threat a little bit further to the south to include most of us along that US 50 corridor. Here's the day 2 wind probability, and you see that slight risk stretching down to basically the US 50 corridor. Let's look a little bit longer range now. This is the high-resolution NAM, another American model. And as we go through the day tomorrow, again, this paints a pretty similar picture. We'll stop this at noon tomorrow, and there's that cluster of showers and thunderstorms. This is why the slight risk is kind of, could still waver a little bit, because we're just not quite sure. The models don't really have a good handle on these thunderstorms that could develop overnight. But it does still show some showers and thunderstorms moving through tomorrow evening. Here's 4 p.m. Line of showers and thunderstorms could have some damaging wind into this because we didn't see the morning convection according to the 3-kilometer NAM. These storms could have a little bit more energy to work with tomorrow if what the 3-kilometer NAM says, or what the 3-kilometer NAM shows, it pans out. Anyway, we go through tomorrow afternoon and evening, we clear out. Here's 1 a.m., maybe some thunderstorms off to our north. Those clear out as well. As we go through the day on Sunday, here's now 1 p.m., dry skies, maybe some cloudy skies, but dry. Another cluster of showers and thunderstorms in northern Missouri. Those will eventually work their way in as we go towards the evening hours. There's going to be a boundary, frontal boundary set up somewhere in southern Illinois. This is 6 p.m. This particular model shows storms firing off just to our south along that I-64 corridor and points south of there. If that happens, we may not see a lot of showers and thunderstorms north of I-64, but it's something we're going to have to keep our eye on as we go through the day on Sunday. And I say that because the Climate Prediction Center has a marginal risk out for basically everyone along and north of US 50 for the day on Sunday. However, the AI models, the machine learning probabilities from Colorado State do highlight us in a slight risk for severe weather for the day on Sunday, and this is a damaging wind threat primarily driving this. So all things we just have to watch. These in June and July and August, when we have all these thunderstorms develop overnight, we call those mesoscale convective systems. Forecast models are somewhat notoriously bad for seeing those until it's more or less right on top of the event. So it gives us a picture, it gives us an idea of what we could see, but the fine details are still a little bit gray right now. So stay tuned for updates as we go through the weekend on those showers and thunderstorms. Lastly, I accidentally clicked on this just a minute ago. We're going to talk heat next week as we move into a long-range forecast. This is the Climate Prediction Center 6 to 10 day outlook for Thursday, July 24th through Monday, July 28th. Big area right centered over southeastern Illinois of above average temperatures. We still stay above average as we go to the 8 to 14 day. That takes us all the way out to Friday, August 1st. Slightly less above average, though, hopefully. Precip as well. We stay equal chances, really, on the 6 to 10 day, and the 8 to 14 day, we start creeping towards a little bit drier than average. Could be a pattern flip as we go towards the end of July into the 1st of August. We'll have to wait and see with that. But what I can tell you is next week is going to be really hot and really humid out across southeastern Illinois. This one, just to give you a taste of what's coming. This is forecast high temperatures for next Wednesday, July 23rd in the afternoon. Air temperatures are hovering right in the lower 90s, 91, 92-ish, but with all the moisture that we've gotten this week and all the crops growing and everything, that's going to create a bunch of moisture in the atmosphere. If we look at dew points for that exact same time, anything above 60 is pretty muggy. If you get above 70, it's really uncomfortable, and if you're pushing 80 degrees for a dew point temperature, it is downright miserable outside, and that's what we see across much of Illinois in general for the day, for most of the week next week. Notice for Wednesday in particular, the GFS is showcasing highs, dew points rather, in the upper 70s, and that all contributes to a heat index Wednesday afternoon of around 105, 106. Would not surprise me at all if much of the area is under a heat advisory or maybe an excessive heat warning as we go towards the end of next week. So all things to prepare for. We are in the end of July. We are in southeastern Illinois, so the weather does get a little bit crazy, and it gets a little bit warm as we round out the end of summer and move into another school year. So all things to prepare for. Make sure you have plenty of water. Next week, make sure you're checking on the elderly and checking on the young kids too, making sure everyone's good to go. There's a lot of fairs happening next week, so just stay hydrated as you are out and about next week. And like I said, stay tuned to the Facebook page. We'll talk more about the storms as we go day by day. If we see any upgrades in the area into a slight risk or anything higher than that, I will make sure to pass that along on the Facebook page. So stay tuned, like and follow, share it out, and I'll see you in the next one.